Hey friends, long time no chat. It's been about a week. I apologize for that. I came out with some videos early last week and thought, you know what, I actually can't keep up with all the eliminations and the series previews and stuff. I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. So that's what I did. I took a week off. I didn't really announce it anywhere. I put a pinned comment on the last video, but other than that, I didn't really say anything. I just wanted to, take a week off, just kind of recharge a little bit and come back at it. So we're coming back at it and I'm ready. There's lots to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about round 2 so far. My thoughts. I've been watching lots of hockey. It's not like I took a week off from hockey and, just stopped watching the playoffs. Definitely didn't. I've been watching lots of hockey. So we'll talk a little bit about round 2 and then also the draft that just happened and the controversy around that. But I did make some notes, so I hope you don't mind me looking off here to the left as I go through this. We'll talk about every series one by one, and then I'll tell you what's coming next on the channel actually. And for your jersey collectors, I think you might like it. But let's talk Edmonton, Vegas first. Okay, that's a wild series. Those games have been crazy and like physical and just full of hate in some of them. High scoring, high skill, terrible defense. Goaltenders getting hurt, and just it's been a weird series, but it's been an enjoyable series. But super physical, and that's awesome. That's the kind of series I like. But I thought Draisaitl, he's been amazing this entire playoffs. What a treat to watch. I got to see him in person this year. It's amazing to watch him play in person and now on TV as I normally watch him. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. The thing I want to talk about the most from this series is Kane. And Evander Kane is one of those players that can contribute offensively, can do something big in a game, not necessarily offensively, but to change the game, to kind of spark some life into a team. And I think he's tried that a little bit so far this series, but at really, really, really poor times, and it's cost his team a lot. I think it was at the end of maybe the first period of the last game, or maybe the game before that. Just stupid penalty. The period's over and you're going to cross-check someone in the face and take a penalty. And then Vegas starts the next period on a power play. And then it goes downhill from there. That's the kind of thing they just why? Why do you do that? You don't have to do that. Don't be that idiot. Just go out there and put your skill on display, which you have a lot of. Put the puck in the back of the net, set up plays, skate fast, get in there, create offense. Do what you're good at. Don't do what you're known for in the negative way. Just stop that crap. So I think if I'm an Edmonton fan, I'm super frustrated. I'm glad I'm not an Edmonton fan, because I would be so frustrated right now. But yeah, anyways, he needs to tone it down a little bit and concentrate on his actual game and stop letting his emotions take over. But it'd be nice to see this one go far, go deep. 7 games, that'll be awesome. The next series, Carolina, New Jersey. This has been such a strange series. I don't even understand this series. Every game, it's a blowout. And not all for the same team. It's just been very strange and also physical. These two teams really hate each other. Not so much that last game, but just in general. I never really expected these two teams to be so physical and be at each other's throats so much. And the little cross checks and the stick slashes and stuff. There's been a lot of that in this series. Never would have predicted that between these two teams. So I'm in a way I'm kind of happy that we have that. I don't like everything that I'm seeing because some of it's a little bit dirty, but it's it creates that bit of rivalry, and I think that's good for hockey. And I think there's something growing here, and I think that's cool. The refereeing in this series I thought has been terrible. Maybe not so much in the last game. I actually didn't watch a ton of the last game, but the game before that, and I think one of the other games, it was just call everything or call nothing. That's kind of the trend that's happening. And I know that happens in the playoffs. And you're watching a game and they call nothing. And then you flip to another game that's maybe on, there's an intermission in the game that you're watching, so you go flip for the other one, then you watch that game and they're calling everything. Just where's the consistency? Where's the decision where everyone referees the same way? And we don't have that 20 years ago, we don't have it 10 years ago, and we don't have it now. It's a thing that we don't have in hockey, and it's frustrating because the players don't know what to expect either. And in the previous game, it seems like they called everything, things that weren't even a penalty they were calling. So that's been really frustrating as just a hockey fan watching that series. Refereeing has been very poor in my opinion. Goaltending consistency has been all over the place. I don't even remember the last time that I watched a playoff series where goaltending has has been this inconsistent on both sides during different moments of the series. So that's you gotta lock that down. You gotta lock that down. Dallas and Seattle. This one's a weird one as well because one team goes up in the series and you're like, okay, they look really good, better than that other team. And then that other team comes back and wins the next game, and you're like, okay, well, it's not that bad. And then the game 3 happens, and then Seattle's like, you know what, we're taking this, blows Dallas out, and you're like, okay, Seattle's for real. Here we go. Game 4, oh, we're all tied up again. So it's been it's been back and forth, but Dallas got to lock it down. They got to play better defensively because Seattle can score from all 4 lines. The offense by committee type of a team, but Dallas has been fun to watch. Seattle's been fun to watch. This has been a great series. A little frustrating depending on who you're cheering for, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster. But I've enjoyed it. Toronto versus Florida. Now, as I'm filming this, the game has not started. By the time that you see this, the game will be underway or possibly over. And Toronto's down 3-0 in the series. They have to win tonight. I can feel the frustration of Leaf fans coming through the camera and through Twitter and Reddit and Discord. I can't imagine going on that emotional roller coaster of finally winning a series in the playoffs to then only go into the next series against a team that you kind of asked for, at least the fans did, and then go down 3-0. It's heartbreaking. As a non-Leaf fan, I'm almost heartbroken a little bit. But you gotta find out. Florida's done a good job at shutting down the big guys on Toronto, but still, the big guys kind of haven't really been there for some of these games. They've been invisible, completely invisible, and that's kind of what we expected from those players in the first round. Now, they did show up in the first round, not all the games, but most of the games they did really well. But they've not been here in the second round. And it just, even though you won the series, as a fan, you just kind of it just sinks right back into that place that you were for the 19 years leading up to this. It's almost like the first round doesn't matter anymore. Because if they get swept tonight, or even if they win tonight, and then go lose the following game, there's got to be massive changes in the organization. Is Dubas gone? Okay. Is Sheldon Keefe fired? Is Marner going to stay? Is Nylander going to stay? Is what's going on with Matthews? There's so much on the line right now, not just this series, but organizationally moving forward. So this game has such huge implications. Not this game. This series has such huge implications for that franchise in general. If they can come back in this series, it will be a historic event. It's only happened 4 times I think in the past. The last team to do it was, I believe, the LA Kings in 2014 they did that against the San Jose Sharks, I think it was, and they came back from a 3-0 deficit in that series and then won the cup. It's not impossible. So I don't know what Toronto team we're going to get tonight. We'll find out as you're watching this. You might find out, or maybe you already know as you're watching this, but I have no prediction for what we're going to see here tonight from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know that I will be watching every second of this game and enjoying it, so we'll see what happens, I guess. We'll see what happens. Okay, enough of the current Round 2 playoffs. Let's talk about the draft a little bit. I watched the entire draft, which was not that long. It was only, 6 minutes, and 3 minutes of it was a commercial. It was weird. It was... the way that they produced it was weird. It felt a lot quicker than normal years, which was great. I actually liked how quick it was. Normally it's a half an hour. It takes forever to get through everything. But this time it was very quick. There were suspicious mistakes that happened and things that were said prior to the cards even being flipped from people who shouldn't have known what was coming. So that was very curious. And I don't think it's rigged. I legitimately do not think it's rigged. But it's extremely convenient that the Chicago Blackhawks won. And then following that, you've got the unbelievable sales of season tickets from Blackhawks fans. And I look at Arizona and their draft picks that were taken away from them for what they did. And then I look at what Chicago did about the whole, Kyle thing and other stuff as well that happened. And there's still ongoing stuff happening there. and it just, the organization just isn't in a good light in these past couple of years, and still isn't. I like the team. Like, I like the on ice team right now. They're kind of an underdog, so I like to cheer for underdogs now. Or they're kind of an underdog now, comma, I like to cheer for underdogs. And so if they made the playoffs, I probably would be cheering for them. But I just, like, it's really frustrating because of all the teams that could have won, I think they're the least deserving. If you look back in the history of the NHL in the last 13 years, they've won the Cup 3 times. No team has won the Cup more in the last 13 years than the Chicago Blackhawks. And I just feel like it can't be rigged. It just can't be rigged, but it's just like, dang. How can the franchise get that lucky? Like, do they really need Connor Bedard? Look at teams like Arizona or other teams in the mix. Anaheim. Anaheim was right there, okay? I don't think it was rigged. It's just fishy. It's a little bit weird and it's a little bit fishy, and I don't like it. I don't want him to go to Chicago, and I don't think he's going to pull a Lindros and refuse to play there. But man, I wish he would, just for the drama, just for the future content that I could make on that. I would enjoy that. But I think we obviously will see Bedard in a Blackhawks uniform. I think he'll be great for the team. Unfortunately, they may no longer be an underdog at that point, and I wouldn't be cheering for them. At least not after, if they went all the way the first time, I might. But after that, nope. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the whole draft situation and the round 2 situation. As I film this, like I said, there's ongoing games. There's been no eliminations so far as I film this, but I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in round 2 and seeing the eventual conference finals matchups. It's gonna be good. I'm getting a headache from watching all these friggin' board ads, though. I tell you that right now. Man, I'm sick of digital board ads. Like, I'm legitimately getting headaches from watching this crap, and it drives me nuts. I don't care what Gary Bettman says. He's flat out, blatantly lying when he says that our fans like digital ad boards, or digital board ads rather. Like, our fans like this. There's been no complaints. How delusional do you have to be? Like, seriously, like it just drives me nuts. Anyways, I don't like the digital ad boards. I've talked about it in the past multiple times, but it's worth mentioning again. It's been brutal in these playoffs, and I've definitely gotten some headaches from watching some of the games. So, curious to know your thoughts there as well. Are you still frustrated with it? Yeah, let me know. Next video, 2 jerseys unboxed. Okay, I've got I think 37 jerseys lined up to sell. I've picked the prices. That video is coming, I think maybe Saturday-ish. So I don't think I'm going to post all 37. I might make a video of 20 and have the floodgates open. You guys can email me once I post that video, and you'll be first come, first serve on jerseys. Some of the prices are pretty good. Some of them are just, the value that I think that they are, and it's not worth for me to sell them any less than that. So, keep an eye out and see if there's anything that you do like. Some of them will be reverse retros that you can't buy anymore. Some of them will be Reebok jerseys that you can't buy anymore, international jerseys that you can't buy anymore, signed jerseys from a full team. So yeah, keep an eye out for that video. But the next video you'll see will be 2 reverse retro jerseys, 2.0, unboxed, and you'll see that tomorrow. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, you'll see that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Hope you guys are having a good week, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Adios.